Hey y'all, so we just kind of wanted to come back on here and clear some things up. I was reading the comments. What I do want to also say is that I don't know why on TikTok it's not allowing the video to be shared. Somebody reached out to me and that share button is no longer there. So please feel free to download it just so we can get the word out and make sure that, you know, this gets out there. And we appreciate you doing that. We appreciate everybody and all the love and all the comments and the likes and everything and the reposts. And we thank everybody on every platform that we put it on. Now, just to clarify, as far as, well, people were asking about why, you know, him being cremated. What happened was the last day that we spoke with his wife was the day that we identified his body. We've not heard from, seen, or anything since. So he was actually cremated. You know, the body was turned over to her and he was cremated. The next thing is the bag that you saw of his remains were a partial bag that came from someone else. We've already, you know, and we know who the person is, who the source is, and it is a reliable source. So the third thing is, as far as an attorney, yes, we have actually reached out to attorneys, but because the case was ruled suicide, then they couldn't help us. That is the reason why we were requesting his records to see and to get, you know, the State Bureau of Investigations in on the case, which they are, so that they could get those documents to see if his death was ruled properly. So I hope that clears things up. We'll be still coming on here and telling y'all, you know, the story and what happened.
So I'm gonna just tell you very briefly how I found out. I text my son, he didn't text me back. He always texts me back. I woke up the next morning, he still hadn't texted me back. I thought, well, okay, maybe he's busy. So by lunchtime, he hadn't contacted me back, so I called him. And when I called, someone answered his phone. And I said, can I speak to Mingo? And they said, this is Mingo's phone. I said, who is this? And that person was his wife. And she just basically said that he didn't come home. And there's some details in there I don't really want to get into, you know, just they're very personal details. So I told her, well, if he didn't come home, you know, is that common? No. So I said, well, did you call the police? She was like, no. I was like, well, hang up and call the police. So I hung up and called my wife. She was at work out of town. And she said, you go over there so you can be there when she gives the police report. Well, I was actually there when she gave the police report, and I don't want to say any details what she said. Then they told us that, okay, they had found him. We're like, what? What? I was excited. So they gave her address. She sent me the address. She got to the address before me, and they wasn't there. So we ended up going to a couple of more locations. To answer your question, he was not at any of those locations. So that day kind of wind down. It was a very long day, a very, very long, stressful day. Like one of the hardest days of my life, because I just knew we would find him. And then me and my wife, we met up when she got back in town, and we just sat in the car and we just consoled each other. I mean, this is
unbelievable.
Our first child. Our first child is like missing, you know, this ain't real. We're gonna find him. We're gonna find him. That's the fate we had. But then my wife, you know, said, hey, let's go to this area over there where he lives and let's see, you know, let's just go over there. She had never, you know, she hadn't been in that area since he moved. And she says, there's a park near here. I'm like, I don't know.
Because that's where he would normally go. He loves being outdoors.
So we rode around, we found the park. Lo and behold, my wife liked pulling this park. So we pulled in that park. When we got in that park, I'm jumping out the car, I'm running around, I'm like calling his name, thinking he's there. Well, y'all, the ironic thing is, that's the park he was found in the day before, and we have never been in that park before.
Yep.
Never set a foot in that park. So the next morning, we got a call from Irondale Police Department that said, you guys come on back down. Y'all need to fill out the missing person report because we stopped the first one because we thought he was located.
And we were going to be on the news.
Yes, we was going to go on. We knew a contact that was going to help us get on the news. Well, so when we're sitting there in Irondale, we're filling it out. The person said, let me go get the approval from my supervisor. When he came back, we were getting ready to sign it. And my wife's phone rang, and it was the coroner's office. And they said, we have found a John Doe, and we need y'all to come identify. I bet y'all are asking, how did the coroner know y'all? Well, the coroner said because he had on his employment jacket, his work jacket, he called around in the area and found a place that had the name on his jacket. And sure enough, he spoke to someone at the job and said, hey, do you have anything going on with any of your employees? He said, yeah, I got a guy that hadn't shown up for work. And ironically, his parents came up here looking for him. And then he gave him our phone number, and that's how we ended up at the coroner's office.
And we'll do some more parts on this, y'all. We just don't want to make these videos too long, but we wanted to just come back and do a follow-up.